Welcome back. Briton Andy Murray withstood an athletic onslaught from Joe Wilfried Tsonga to beat the Frenchman 3-6, 7-6, 6-4 and win the final of the Queen's Club Championships on Monday. Tsonga's high-risk strategy of attack had looked like paying off before an unlucky net cord in the 11th game of the second set prevented him from breaking to serve for the match. Instead, world number 4 Murray held and later took momentum into the tiebreak, which he won with ease at 7-2. Using a couple of outlandish shots himself, the determined Scot dominated the final set and wrapped up the title with a smash. World number 2 Lee Westwood has become a master juggler in dealing with his close calls in the majors, but the Briton has said everything was in place this week for a US Open run at his first major. Westwood has been victorious twice on tour this season and is supremely confident heading into the US Open, starting Thursday at Congressional. He expects Congressional to be an exacting but fair test and is excited by the challenge. Westwood will be playing his first 2 rounds with compatriot world number 1 Luke Donald and Germany's Martin Kaymer in a grouping of Ryder Cup teammates who happen to be the top 3 ranked players in the world.
I think it's probably the toughest test of all 4 majors. You seem to see the highest score winning here, compared to the others. You just have to be very, very patient and not give any shots away unnecessarily.
Samsung's Global Olympic Games ambassador David Beckham launched the Olympic Torchbearer nomination campaign to the public at London's East Winter Garden on Monday. The event was also attended by Zara Phillips, the eldest granddaughter of Queen Elizabeth II. The campaign will select people to carry the Olympic flame as it travels the UK in 2012. The process began with David Beckham announcing Gabriella Razij as the first nominee as a bearer of the Olympic flame. Gabriella was nominated because of her work using sport to help young people from disadvantaged circumstances.
Of course, it means the world to everybody. It's such a great event to be part of. I remember the rivalries, that Seb Coe had with Steve Obet, things like that. And the exciting things that we're going to be seeing, the exciting athletes that we're going to be coming to our country, coming to London, somewhere where I grew up. So, it's a very exciting prospect.
Penny Palfrey, an Australian-British swimmer, braved shark-infested waters to set a record for an unassisted solo ocean swim with a 108-kilometre marathon between 2 of the Cayman Islands. Palfrey, 48, came ashore the Grand Cayman and was so exhausted that she was barely able to stand after her 40 hours and 41 minutes in the water. Severely dehydrated and unable to speak, she lifted her arms triumphantly and glanced at hundreds of spectators before collapsing on the beach. To qualify for the record, according to Hall of Fame standards, the swimmer cannot use a shark cage, a wetsuit or flippers, or draft off escort boats, and must be verified by an independent observer. This was Palfrey's 3rd attempt at the world record. And finally this evening, engineers at European aircraft maker Airbus have unveiled the virtual aeroplane cabin of the future, including a transparent fuselage and movable seats, which they say will transform the passenger experience. This is what air travel could look like in 2050. The European aircraft manufacturer says its concept cabin will allow passengers to plug into the plane's communication systems. When in their seat, travellers would be able to change the size and shape of their chair or press a button to make the fuselage transparent. They also intend to move away from the traditional seating system of first, business and economy class to different seating zones where passengers can enjoy quiet time in a special pod or socialise with others in the centre of the plane. The plane maker also says they're looking at making aircraft more environmentally friendly. And now let's take a look at the local and international weather forecast for tomorrow. And before we head out, here are the top stories again. DED campaign on consumer rights protection strengthens Dubai's retail sector. UAE observes World Blood Donor Day. China downpours unleash floods, killing over 100 people. And oil company Total eases UAE fuel shortage. Well, that brings us to the end of the bulletin. As always, we'd love to hear your comments. You can contact us by writing to news@city7tv.com or by calling us on 04 367 2230. From the entire news team, it's goodbye for now.